Today on TV2 News, we have a breakdown on the big ads from the big game.
Find where the perfect place for a sweet tooth fix this Valentine's will be.
And you may be seeing Kent State on a small screen near you soon. The university's push to reach a wider audience.
Make an appearance in Ohio. Stay tuned to find out when. All this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition of TV2 News. I'm Elias Shingleton.
And I'm Raygene English. We begin tonight with a recap of last night's Super Bowl. While some watched for the football game, others watched for the commercials.
That's right. Our reporter Olivia caught up with marketing professor Michael Jackson to see the impact of last night's advertisements.
That's right, guys. Whether heartfelt or funny, last night's Super Bowl ads really left an impression on viewers. Kent State's marketing professional in residence, Mike Jackson, has a recipe for what makes a good commercial.
At the end of the day, I think authenticity, believability, and then ultimately the association of the actual personalities and/or content with the brand that makes it obviously relevant is very important.
One of Mike's favorites came with a funny twist.
It was Alexa kind of playing off, probably one of the biggest negatives of the brand is people think that they're listening to the conversations. And so for them to kind of flip it and have some fun with it, I thought that was pretty cool.
While not as heartwarming, the Coinbase commercial was undoubtedly successful.
Just the fact that, most of the audience had never heard of the brand, may not even be familiar with QC codes.
So successful that the traffic from the ad crashed their website for about 15 minutes.
I think the genius part of it was them realizing that it would take some of us a few seconds for it to register. And the fact that they did a 60-second spot versus a traditional 30, I thought that was brilliant.
Like so many others, Mike is already looking towards Super Bowl 57.
We get to look forward to next year now.
It's $7 million for a national ad, but it might be cheaper than a regional ad. Reporting from the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Olivia Sharp.
Hello there, Portage County. I'm Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at what weather is going on here in Kent. So right now we're sitting at a chilly 20 degrees, clear skies. It's not looking too bad in Kent, and it is feeling like 18, so not too bad right now here in Kent. No precipitation or anything crazy like that. Now let's take a look at some temperatures around Ohio right now. So right now, over here we're sitting a little warmer actually, 28 in the land of the Super Bowl runner-up Cincinnati. We have 25 in Dayton, 22 in Lima. But then as we move to the other direction of Ohio, we're sitting at lower temperatures, lower to mid-20s. Not too bad. And now we're going to take a look at some temperatures in northeast Ohio. So we are very chilly up here by Lake Erie. We're getting in the teens over there, so we better watch out for those chilly temperatures. That's all I have for now, but make sure you stay tuned to see what our 7-day forecast is looking like coming up. Let's send it back to Eli and Raygene at the desk.
Thanks, Josh. Now, when you turn on the TV, you may see some familiar sights and faces from around Kent State's campus.
That's right, and TV2's Alexa Blakley joins us now with more details on Kent State's new ad campaign. Hi, Alexa.
Thanks, guys. Kent State recently purchased several spots on TV for their new commercial, including yesterday's Super Bowl. I talked to several members of the Kent State community to learn more. Yesterday, during the Super Bowl, Kent State made a special appearance with a regional ad.
Kent State ran what's known as sort of a local insertion during the Super Bowl. So brands can essentially run ads in markets or where their biggest fans reside.
Super Bowl ad spots are purchased for several different reasons.
First, wow, a hugely captive audience, one of the biggest of the year typically. And then second, to sell products. So, whether you're buying sort of, I guess, nationally or locally, typically advertisers are looking to accomplish one of those two goals.
But even at the regional level, these ad spots don't come cheap.
Our time in Cleveland for the Super Bowl was $57,000, which is very much in line with what we've paid in the past.
The ad was played based on where Kent State has the highest levels of recruitment.
So this year, we only bought in Cleveland, the Cleveland, Akron, Northeast Ohio, these 17 counties. So that was the only time that the ad ran during the Super Bowl.
This particular ad was made a few months ago and has been showed in several different places before appearing at the Super Bowl.
Developed and already used in our fall campaign. So it is run in television markets across the Midwest and online for many months now. And we thought it resonated so well in the fall, we're using it again for the Super Bowl and for others in our spring campaign.
The ad featured Kent Wired's own Zaria Johnson, who wanted to be a role model to incoming students.
The people that you see before you, when you're committing to school and you're like, oh, they had a great time here, they loved it here, this is how I know that I need to go here because look at this student. So that's kind of what I want it to be for other people because I looked up to those videos a lot when I committed. A really cool experience because how many people can say oh yeah, I was in a Super Bowl commercial.
The ad has created buzz all over campus.
It's been on TikTok and Instagram, and my cousin literally just Snapchatted me today saying she saw it on the Snapchat ad feed or whatever.
And the Super Bowl isn't the last place you'll be seeing this ad.
Overall budget for marketing was in our plan. This same spot we're running in the Olympics for the next few weeks and other events where we know we have a large audience. And it didn't cost us anything to produce because we'd already produced it in the fall.
The ad's expected to air for several more weeks. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Alexa Blakley.
Thanks, Alexa. Roses are red and criminals are blue. The Portage County Police Department sent out an ad for you. Today, the Portage Police Department turned to social media for jilted lovers to turn in their possible ex with outstanding warrants for a chance of a lifetime in a jail cell. The lucky person will receive complimentary dinner by the Portage County Jail's finest chefs and platinum bracelets being handcuffs. The Post requested that this offer can be redeemed by submitting a tip to crimetips@portageco.com.
The United Way of Portage County recently delivered meals to 875 frontline hospital workers at UH Portage Medical Center in Ravenna. The workers ranged from nurses and doctors to custodians and receptionists who have worked during the COVID-19 pandemic. The meals supplied by Guido's Pizza and Catering in Ravenna consisted of 3 courses and were delivered to shifts throughout the day.
Portage County Sheriff's Office says to be aware of scam calls being made to appear from the Sheriff's Office. While deputies may conduct business over the phone, people are advised to use caution. Anyone who suspects a deputy is not legitimate is asked to collect their information and call the Sheriff's Office dispatch phone number.
And Hudson Mayor Craig Schubert announced his resignation this morning amid the fallout surrounding his comments in a recent council meeting. Schubert made national headlines after suggesting that allowing ice fishing in the city could lead to prostitution. The mayor also caused controversy last year after demanding resignations from school board members over an inappropriate textbook. A temporary mayor will be appointed to fill Schubert's role until the November election. And if you're in need of a sweet treat for Valentine's Day, a Kent business may have you covered.
You may have noticed a shortage of avocados recently. Find out why after the break.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy,
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll say that. Maybe I'll say that.
Welcome back. Now, a made-from-scratch business has spread its wings over the past couple years in Kent.
This bakery might be just the spot to test out your sweet tooth. TV2's Shane Troiana discovers the secret recipe of success after the Mockingbird Bakery.
Yes, hi guys. Starting right here in Kent, the Mockingbird Bakery has a ton to offer for your Valentine's Day travels. And it's quite fitting it's Valentine's Day because everything that comes from this bakery is straight from the heart.
Looking for a sweet treat this Valentine's Day?
you might want to flap your wings over to the Mockingbird Bakery.
I like when someone's able to take a bite of something that I've made and remember like a taste of childhood.
Opening in late 2019, the Mockingbird Bakery is the culmination of a lifelong dream.
I've been in the industry for a little over a decade at the time, and I've always wanted to do that. I love making desserts that make people happy.
Being a made-from-scratch bakery, this business had a lot of responsibilities, but they say the risk was worth the reward.
Probably tripled in customers, and we're just getting new people coming in.
And even though the COVID-19 pandemic was not a cakewalk, the bakery still found success.
So last year we had almost 60 weddings, even during, the pandemic. We even delivered all the way out to New York, Pennsylvania.
Just because the world is going through a traumatic moment doesn't mean that people don't still need cakes and treats to feel better.
Now, despite the Mockingbird Bakery specializing in cakes, they also have plenty of other treats for you to eat.
We do cupcakes, cookies, cakes, scones. We've done eclairs, cream puffs. There's really pretty little limit to what we can do.
With plans to add more ingredients to the recipe with a possible expansion, the owners still want to stick to their Kent roots.
Kent's my hometown, so it's kind of special for me to be here. We've got a great community that supports us here, and we love them.
We want to be able to add more items to our menus, and like I said, expand to new locations. So really there's no end goal. You just want to keep going and going.
And the one thing that makes the Mockingbird Bakery spread its wings, they put love into every batch.
Most bakeries nowadays, everything's from a box or a bag. It's all mixed. There's no specialty about them, nothing that makes them stand out. And with us, we like to think that that's what makes it stand apart.
Stepping outside of the kitchen, for TV2 News in Kent, I'm Shane Troiano.
The supply chain, pandemic, and other issues are affecting consumers and the economy.
TV2's Jason Cohen has a roundup of this week's economic headlines and today's Consumer Watch. Hi, Jason.
Hi, guys. That's right. The United States is experiencing some interesting consumer news. The United States has suspended avocado imports from Mexico after a U.S. Department of Agriculture food inspector received a threatening phone call. Michoacan is the only state in Mexico authorized to export avocados to the U.S., but it is also currently a war zone between criminal organizations. Mexican police are working with the USDA to attempt to resolve this issue. Tesla is facing another recall, and CEO Elon Musk is blaming it on the fun police. More than 500,000 vehicles must have changes made to the boombox feature. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is not entertained by the fact that it lets drivers play sounds like a bleeding goat or a fart noise on an external speaker. Federal officials say it's a safety issue. If you're thinking about buying a used car, you may want to reconsider. The average price for used cars and trucks jumped by 40.5% from January 2021 to January of this year. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics also found more people are purchasing used cars. The prices have risen faster than the inflation rate. New cars are up around 12%, averaging about 46 grand. One reason for the increased prices is the computer chip shortage. The average price of regular grade gasoline in the U.S. rose 15 cents over the past 3 weeks to $3.55 per gallon. According to AAA, the average cost in Ohio is $3.23. The San Francisco Bay Area has the highest average price for gas, $4.75 per gallon. Houston has the lowest price at $3.05 per gallon. Here in Portage County, gas prices are averaging $3.21. The astounding $7 million price tag for a 30-second Super Bowl ad may have paid off for Coinbase, an app for cryptocurrency exchange. It crashed briefly Sunday after a rise in traffic from the ad, which featured a floating, colorful QR code bouncing around the screen. Coinbase's landing page garnered more than 20 million hits in 1 minute. The app also skyrocketed in popularity, rising from 186th place to 2nd on Apple's App Store. Equifax is providing millions of Americans with free credit monitoring due to a 2017 data breach, compromising private information like social security numbers. The Federal Trade Commission believes this breach may have impacted 147 million people. While Equifax has not admitted guilt, the company agreed to provide free credit monitoring for 4 years. Equifax will begin notifying consumers by email, and a website has been set up to answer questions. It's equifaxbreachsettlement.com. Reporting from the Franklin Hall newsroom, I'm Jason Cohen, TV2 News.
Thanks, Jason. Northeast Ohio and the entire nation are reportedly in the middle of the worst blood shortage in more than 10 years. According to the American Red Cross, according to Red Cross spokesperson Christy Peters, COVID-19 and the seasonal weather dips have played a major factor in the decreasing blood donations. To find out more information on how you can donate, visit redcrossblood.org.
Hocking Hills State Park closed indefinitely Sunday after unsafe trail conditions were reported in the park. The park is off limits to visitors until the Ohio Department of Natural Resources determines there are no more safety issues. Visitors with camping or cabin reservations are advised to make other arrangements and will be contacted by park officials for a refund. More details on the closure can be found at ohiodnr.gov.
Welcome back, Portage County. Now let's take a look at our hourly forecast. So right now in Kent, we are sitting at that 20 degrees, just a little bit of clouds, not too bad. Later tonight at 10 p.m., it is going to start getting colder at 14 degrees, but clear skies. And then same thing at midnight tonight, even colder at 13 degrees. So it's going to be chilly tonight, so make sure you get your hats and get those mittens if you're going out. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. So as I said today, chilly temps, not too bad. Tuesday, the temperature is going to increase just a little bit. It is going to be cloudy, though, tomorrow. Wednesday, we are going to have the warmest day of the week. Our high for that day is going to be 56 degrees. It's going to be nice. But then Thursday, it's going to rain. It's going to be moist out there. You better watch out. Get those umbrellas. But then on Friday, the temperature is going to dip right back down to 25 degrees. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be quite sunny. A little, not too warm, not too chilly, just right in the middle right there. That's all I got for you right now. Make sure to follow us at Kent Wired for any updates. For TV2 News, I'm Josh Aponte.
So today I'm here to announce a lawsuit against Meta Platforms Inc., more commonly known as Facebook.
Texas is suing Meta over claims that Facebook illegally harvested facial recognition data from Texas residents since 2010. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton claims in the suit that a now discontinued Facebook facial recognition app recorded user data without consent, violating the Texas biometric data law. Paxton is seeking a $25,000 penalty plus a $10,000 penalty for each user affected, resulting in billions of dollars in damages. Meta claims the suit is without merit and that it will defend itself in court.
President Joe Biden will be making an appearance in Ohio next week in Cleveland and Lorain on Thursday, February 24th, to discuss the $1 million infrastructure law he signed last November. The infrastructure package will provide $10 billion in highway funding for Ohio, plus more than $33 billion in competitive grant funding for highway and multimodal projects.
Former Trump attorney John Eastman is releasing over 8,000 emails on the January 6th Capitol attack to the January 6th committee. Eastman represented former President Trump during the incident and was forced to retire from Chapman University because of the controversy. Despite Eastman's cooperation, the January 6th committee is still seeking to examine over 11,000 more Trump administration emails on the attack.
Valentine's Day is more than a Hallmark holiday for the Parkland, Florida community. It's a constant reminder of loss. It's been 4 years since the tragic shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida left 17 students and faculty dead. The father of student killed that day has since become a vocal advocate for gun reform, and he's pressuring the Biden administration along with a coalition of advocacy groups.
Arguments began today in the federal hate crime trials of the 3 men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. The trial began after a panel of 16 jurors was seated following a lengthy selection process that began February 7th. Prosecutor Bobby Bernstein plans to present the case that the three men used racially charged language when conspiring to kill Arbery last year. All men have previously been sentenced to life in prison for Arbery's murder.
If you believe Love is Blind, you're going to love this new feature in Tinder. Stay tuned to find out more.
Super Bowl Sunday occurred last night in Los Angeles between the Bengals and the Rams. Find out who took home the Lombardi Trophy right after this.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
Danse, balance la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Corrali, and here's what's happening in the wide world of sports in Portage County and beyond. Friday night, the Kent State men's basketball team hit the road to take on the Akron Zips in the Wagon Wheel Series and escaped the Rubber City with a 66-64 win. Leading the way for the Golden Flashes was redshirt junior Sincere Carey as he tallied 19 points to surge Kent State in a season sweep against the team from that school down the road. The Golden Flashes will be back in action tomorrow at Toledo on CBS Sports Network at 6 o'clock. Let's head to the links as the men's golf team is currently competing in the Mobile Bay Intercollegiate. The Flashes are currently in 10th place out of 14 teams as Kent State is facing the likes of MAC rivals Toledo and Miami, along with Florida State, Illinois, and Memphis. On the player leaderboard, junior Chris Vendette is tied for 5th as he is deadlocked with a score of -3 with 3 other golfers. The tournament will wrap up tomorrow with a trip to Placida, Florida to follow in 2 weeks at the Coral Creek Invitational. Now, I don't know if you guys were aware, but there was some football game that was played last night. I'm not sure, though. I don't think anybody was watching. All kidding aside, the Los Angeles Rams are looking to win their first title since the team gave back to Southern California. We'll pick it up 13-3, but the Bengals are having a little bit of trouble with those plans as running back Joe Mixon finds T. Higgins in the end zone. Philly, more like Cincy. It's 13-10 Rams. Next Rams drive LA with a 3rd and 14. Quarterback Matthew Stafford steps up in the pocket. We'll roll out to the left. You can see him stick that finger out. Says, "Go long, Van Jefferson. I got you." Yeah, no, you don't. That's picked off by Jesse Bates in the end zone, and they're hitting the gritty for the first time. First play of scrimmage in the second half as Burrow fakes the handoff, steps up. He'll do his best Stafford impression, but this time he'll find his receiver. This is T. Higgins, who has nothing but green grass in front of him. Touchdown Bengals. Cincinnati takes the lead. Now, there were some questions about that being offensive pass interference. As you can see, Jalen Ramsey's face going, wait, that wasn't called? No, it's not. Cincinnati takes the lead. Next Rams drive. Stafford fakes the handoff, looks, throws. He wanted Ben Skowronek, but it's picked up by Chidobe Owuzu, and the momentum has now shifted to Cincinnati. So the Bengals are going to get the ball in the 4th, now 20-16 as Burrow drops back, looking under pressure. He will be sacked and taken down by Von Miller. You can see him, he starts to celebrate, but hold everything. You're going to see Joe Burrow hold that right leg in pain. He'll come back, but a true heart-pounding moment for Bengal fans anywhere. Now there's Odell Beckham Jr. He got hurt earlier in the game. You see him say, it's got to be Coop on this play. 2nd and goal, Stafford will throw for the end zone, and it is Coop. Touchdown Rams. LA takes the lead with 1:25 left. It's 23-20, but the Bengals have one more shot. 4th and 1. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals keep the magic going for one more play? No. And the Los Angeles Rams are Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Odell Beckham Jr., and Aaron Donald all get rings. As you can see him in the celebration saying, "Ring me, ring me." Final score, Rams 23, Bengals 20. And that will wrap up things with us at Sports. For more TV2 sports coverage, stay tuned right here on KentWire.com for Sports Corner at 8 o'clock and follow us across social media at TV2 Sports. For TV2 Sports, I'm Matt Corrali saying when the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
People are spending big this Valentine's Day. This year's figures after this short break.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your
Well, many people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, and this year movie fans are presented with some big new trailers during the big game.
CNN's David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished. We should tell him the truth.
Things get, well, strange in the latest trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen lead the cast of the Marvel movie, arriving in theaters May 6th.
Telling you it's got worse since the tension between me and Mr. Muhammad.
One Night in Miami star Kingsley Ben-Adir is going from playing Malcolm X to another icon, Bob Marley. The British actor is set to play the reggae artist who became a worldwide symbol of Jamaican music and culture. King Richard director Ronaldo Marcus Green is on board to direct the biopic.
What's a bad miracle? They got word for that.
The first trailer is out for Nope, the new horror thriller from Get Out and Us writer-director Jordan Peele. Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer star. Nope arrives in theaters July 22nd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you believe that true love is blind, you may want to try Tinder's new feature. The dating app is unveiling a new mode called Blind Date, where users must chat with each other before they can view photos of the person. Users will first answer questions and then will be randomly assigned to a timed chat room. If both users swipe right, their full profiles will be revealed. According to Tinder, the new feature has already led to a 40% increase in matches.
If you're still looking for a gift for your loved one this Valentine's Day, this may be it. It's a new perfume that has a truly irresistible scent. French fries. I mean, who doesn't love French fries? A recent national survey by Pollfish shows nearly 90% of Americans find the smell of French fries irresistible. Fried by Idaho is made from distilled Idaho potatoes and essential oils.
Americans are expected to pay big for Valentine's Day gifts this year across the U.S. People are expected to spend nearly $24 billion on Valentine's Day gifts this year, according to the National Retail Federation.
This is up nearly $22 billion from last year's sales figures for the holiday. As for the gifts, the Federation predicts that the top 3 items this year are candy, greeting cards, and flowers.
Now, Raygene, what do you think about that report from the Federation?
I think it's absolutely crazy that everything amounts to that much. And I feel like, yes, I can see that candy could be the top of the list there.
I know, I can too. I think definitely. I would think, though, that flowers would be more than cards. I feel like, personally, I don't know. I think that cards are kind of on the way out. I feel like it would go candy, flowers, cards, but I guess not.
Yeah, surprisingly. But I guess because it's a Hallmark holiday, cards have to come up first there.
I guess. You know, what do you think about that French fry perfume? I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that either. I feel like it would be weird to be like, oh, I will smell like these lovely French fries sitting next to this person.
Definitely.
But I know that it will cost like the same amount as a large fry, $189. Crazy.
Definitely. Well, that is all the time we have for you this Monday evening.
When TV2 is off the air, keep up to date on socials at Kent Wired and stay tuned for an all-new episode of Sports Corner. I'm Raygene English.
I'm Elias Shingleton. Have a great night, Portage County.
But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimate